I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet every single time they think of you. And your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless, okay? We're going to talk really quick about living in the end, okay? Now, I'm not even going to waste y'all's time. The easiest way to live in the end, okay? People talk about method acting. People talk about scripting and, getting Steven Spielberg to film your movie. Look, I believe that there is nothing wrong with any technique you use. It's not about the technique that you use, but it's ultimately how it affects your consciousness. It's ultimately if it impresses your subconscious, right? It ultimately is going to matter if it changes you, because everything that we see out here in this 3D, okay, like right now I'm in front of a damn Southside bank, okay, all right, and that could be I think I just gave away my location, all right, the CIA is coming, but that could be a manifestation, right? I could have chosen to park here without even realizing it, because the other day I was thinking about Southside by Lil Baby, okay? Fucking love that song. Southside, Southside, Southside. I'm not really black, but I can't really do it. But the point is, guys, now that song's gonna be stuck in my head, right? But the point is everything's a fucking reflection, right, of you, okay? And it doesn't matter if you want to do Daniel Day-Lewis method acting in order to act as if and to do all this. I know I've said that you could do that, right? But I mean, that's more if you want to have fun, right? But look, you want to know the easiest way to live in the fucking inn, right? Is to get to the point where you're so in love with the 4D, which is the imagination. You're so in love with the ability that you can, if you want to make out with your SP, even though they have you blocked on all platforms, you are so in love with the idea that you can just make out with them up here, right? Like, I will never forget when I was manifesting, like, as an experiment, okay? I was manifesting somebody who I used to work with at another job, right? I remember all I did was, well, first of all, I didn't even do an imagination. Actually, no, I'll tell you another one, because we're talking about imagination. Look, there was a woman who worked with me a long time ago, and I'm gonna be real with you, she was probably the most attractive of the employees there, okay? Even to the point where she was being hit on by all the guys, right? And I remember at one point, one of the guys who I thought probably could have a better chance at her than me, he flat out told me and him were the same height. He flat out told me that she told him that he's not her type because he's too short, that she only dates tall guys, right? I'm like 5'7" on a good day, 5'5" on a bad day, okay? I'm a Manny Pacquiao, okay? All right? But I am the tallest short guy in the motherfucking world, and women don't give a fuck about height when they're with me. Matter of fact, they call me fucking Jack and the Beanstalk because they look up to me because I'm their god, right? But anyways, she told him that, right? And she even said that she thought that he looked gay, okay? So she went all fucking hardcore, right? But even when I heard that, it didn't even dawn on me. I didn't even fathom the idea, like, oh, well, then she probably wouldn't want me because I'm the same height and she only dates tall guys. I didn't even try to convince myself that she would still date me. I don't know what it was, but I had my self-concept so fucking high at that time that it's almost like when he told me that, it was like Japanese. Because the moment I saw her, again, remember, I had a high self-concept at that time. And part of it was because I just got out of a relationship and I almost had a fucking infinity gauntlet of fucking women at that point. I'm going to be honest with you. And as you guys know, whenever you are, swimming in the money or swimming in the pussy, it's easy to have a high self-concept, right? So when I saw her, I didn't give a fuck about all this talk and this rumor about her only dating tall guys. I told myself, nah, well, with me, I know I'm gonna bag this chick. The only imaginal act that I did with her, okay, was me seeing me and her making out in the parking lot. And it wasn't even a fucking IMAX. As a matter of fact, it kind of was as fucking blurry as, you know, like when you're out here in the cold in your car and that shit, you have to turn on the defrost. That shit needed to be defrosted. But within a month or less later, our first fucking kiss was in the exact same location that I imagine it in my fucking 40, right? And the thing is, all it took was for me to have that high self-concept, right? For me to even have that imaginal act with conviction, right? And when I had that imaginal act, by the way, I wasn't trying to visualize. I wasn't telling myself, I'm going to do this SATS technique that I heard from chapter 5 of Neville Goddard's Feeling is a Secret. No, I actually, it popped up in my head, right? And I've talked about this before on this channel, is the best imaginal acts, the best affirmations are the ones that you don't even try to affirm or visualize. They actually fucking happen for you. Because you don't realize this, but all these techniques that these manifestation coaches tell you, affirmations, visuals, we have been doing that negatively our whole fucking life. When we imagine that our boss is gonna yell at us, okay, we don't fucking script a whole fucking thing in our journal about, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm going to say that, you know, my boss hates me and that they want to transfer me to the shitty store that nobody likes, right? No, we just automatically think low about ourselves and think that, oh fuck, I have a shitty job, and therefore our subconscious fucking starts going into the chat GPT of affirmations, and we start thinking thoughts of, I have a shitty boss. My boss is probably gonna fucking fire me. My boss is probably gonna yell at me again, even though we don't see physical evidence, right? Well, the easiest way to live in the end is to change the way that you view your reality. And it is to realize that your 3D is a reflection of the consciousness, the awareness, the 4D imaginal self-concepts that you've been having of yourself and of your life since the beginning, right? Now, how can you tell if you are living in the end, right? Well, again, when people hear the terms living in the end, they think that it's something that they have to kind of keep doing, right? But look, again, you can notice that you don't have your SP. You can quickly glance at your bank account and see that it's negative 500 right now, okay? But what you don't want to do is agree and identify with that reality anymore. Because again, it is that whole fact that you are negative 500 in your bank account is a reflection of a thought that you had previously, right? Or of a concept that you have about money, that money's hard to get by, right? I mean, that's one of the easiest ones to manifest without even trying. Okay, we grow up with these bad limited beliefs of money since we were toddlers, okay? Like even me, right? I remember the issues that I had with money where I once went without cable TV for a whole year, right? That felt like devastation, right? And a lot of you TikTok motherfuckers, that would feel like the Great Depression. That would feel like, you know, a concentration camp in the 1940s, right? But you see, living in the end, you want to know an easy trick that you can know that you are living in the end, right? Is when you can see that your SP has you blocked on all platforms, yet when you do the techniques, you go from feeling that just hurtful, dirty feeling of emptiness in your stomach to laughing because you just told yourself an affirmation that the person who is blocked on you, who blocked you on all platforms, is actually texting you nonstop, so much so that T-Mobile is pissed because their text messages that they're sending you is fucking up their 5G data towers. You have to go furious with this shit. If you see that the SP that you see every single time at the gym my underarm is fucking itching me. And no, I fucking took a shower, you bastards. What the fuck? If you see that your SP is ignoring you in the 3D, and every single time I go to the gym, she doesn't even look at you, no, you tell yourself, she cannot keep her fucking hands off me, so much so that the owners of the gym want to kick us out because we are distracting all the gym goers, right? If you can be able to say those affirmations and go from feeling that emptiness that we all feel when we get rejected to laughter, to giggling, where you can even, like I say in my other video, break the fourth wall, kind of like they do in The Office when they're talking to the audience, even though what audience are they talking to if they're actually just working at a fucking office. You break the fourth wall and you talk to the 4D, even though your SP's over there treating you like you don't even exist. You fucking tell yourself, oh my gosh, dude, she is always going to the bathroom because she has to masturbate thinking about me. I remember that there was a girl who, we were kind of on and off. We had this thing, right? But she had a third party, right? She had a boyfriend. Okay, that's there's no going around. She fucking was cheating on her boyfriend with me. Okay, yeah, sue me. But I remember he was always in the picture, and we always had to be sneaky about this shit, right? And I remember at one point, she flat out just told me that she can no longer be fucking cheating on me she can no longer be cheating on her boyfriend, right? It got to the point where whenever I would see her, it was kind of awkward, right? Well, I started telling myself, no, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to stop being aware of the fact that it's awkward. And I started making these crazy fucking affirmations. I started telling myself that she cannot stop rubbing her tits all over my fucking elbow, right? Even though she would not even fucking talk to me, she was all over the fucking room. And it got to the point where when I was saying crazy shit like that, or saying that every single time she saw me, she wet her panties, I had to fucking look the other way because I couldn't stop laughing, right? And if you can get to the point where even when the 3D circumstances are showing you something different than your desire, the opposite, or you see that you're blocked on all platforms by your ex, or you see that the money in your account just keeps getting lower and lower and your credit score is starting to look like, you know, the fucking degrees that you put your pizza on in the oven. Look, you tell yourself that, no, I have the best fucking credit score. Creditors are fucking asking for interviews for me so I can talk to Fox 4 News about how to get a higher credit score, right? You have to get to the point where people think you're a little fucking crazy because I'll give you a little fucking example, okay? I've always had this assumption that no matter what I fucking do at the company that I work for, I've been working for them since I was 17 years old. Today, I almost got fucking fired, okay? I probably even shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I'm a restaurant manager, and I fucking accidentally hit a car with the catering van of a customer, right? When we were doing a delivery, okay? And there's gonna be damages, right? There's gonna be money that they have to pay, that the company has to pay, all because of my dumbass, right? Well, since the fucking beginning, I've always just had this random fucking feeling like no matter what I do, they will never fire me. And when I was being scolded today by my management, the boss looked me in the eye and he told me that if it was anybody else, they would have fucking fired me, right? And I still remember that when he told me this, I was looking him eye to eye. In his left eye, the motherfucker has blue fucking eyes. Holy shit. I even remember, you know, exactly where he was sitting in the fucking building, right? And any other person would have fucking flinched. But when he told me this, I didn't budge, right? I felt like I was at a fucking face-off at a UFC press conference, right? And he even fucking told me that he thought that I wasn't taking this seriously. And I had to fucking assure him, like, no, I am taking this seriously, sir. I trust me. And I explained to him that it was very stupid of a thing that I did, and you know, it's a bad representation of the company, and I'm willing to take any consequences necessary, right? They ended up just giving me a write-up, right? But you see, that's what I'm saying, is it has to get to the point where people are like, there's something off about this person. I mean, kind of like when you hear about people when their exes break up with them, right? And they're like, okay, cool. Well, have a good life. Sorry to see you go. I remember I told that to an ex of mine, and they came back the next fucking minute, and they were like, I was just joking. You actually really don't care that I'm leaving? And I'm like, well, I mean, what do you want me to do, cry? And next thing you know, we lasted 2 more years after that, right? The way you know that you are living in the end is not by the results, not by the fact that if SP texted you or if the hot girl at the gym is looking at you. The way you are living in the end is where you can get to the point where when you are doing those techniques, when you see the 3 circumstances, you can get to the point. It doesn't have to be right away. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel the pain of the breakup. It's okay to feel like shit, but you have to know how to get out of that, okay? Whether it's through an affirmation, whether it's through going back to that imaginal scene, right? But the key is, if you can move from sadness to gladness in the drop of a hat, just by telling yourself, like, no, my SP actually has to fucking carry 5 pairs of panties because she cannot stop going to the bathroom masturbating to me, which is another affirmation that I use, and it worked on this other fucking girl who would not even fucking talk to me, acted like I didn't even exist. And honestly, there was rumors going around that she thought I was disgusting because I used to go out with her friend. And now, to this day, she's all fucking over me, okay? So look, the easiest way to know that you're living in the end is to be able to change the mood, okay? Change the mood, and you're that dude, okay? Bars. I am Neil Lartos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say, and I know you're gonna be okay.